Y'all, welcome to Bevy J Off Me live in the car, like right now, like live. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this live. Like, Lord Jesus. So, I was having technical difficulties with recording my phone. Y'all know Apple storage. I'm like, come on now. I done just up. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? I've missed y'all so much. Y'all, we gonna be talking about love, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And before I dive right in, because I'm gonna literally dive right in, right? Bevy J Off Mute Car Edition is going to now be held on Thursdays going forward at 9 o'clock. And so I'm a little early. And then on starting next month in March, it's still gonna be on Thursdays, but it's gonna be at 8 p.m. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited about all of the different changes. I know y'all have been wondering, like, Bevy, what is going on with you? We haven't seen you. We haven't heard from you. Y'all gonna know about that in due time. And if you really know me, you know what's been going on. That means you ain't watching close enough, like you say you do. But honey, we talking about love. Who child? Love, 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 love. The good, the bad, the ugly. I'm gonna take y'all on these next 4 weeks on an emotional roller coaster. Tonight's question is, what is love? What is your definition of love? If you tuning in right now, go ahead. Let me know in the chat. So what is your definition of love? What is love? I can honestly say, y'all know I like to call myself the transparency queen, right? And what I've been through, right? 3 failed marriages. I'm not proud of that, but I'm proud of that, okay? Because I'm no longer that woman that I was in those relationships. So I have truly evolved, right? And with me evolving, I'm not that woman anymore. My foundation is still the same, but far as the different things that I believe and what I thought love was, nah. Mm-mm. Baby, I'm gonna dive right into this. And I'm gonna always put a spiritual pin in it, right? Because that's just what I do. I'm put a spiritual pin in it. So I think about the famous definition of what love is, which is first Corinthians, right? 13:4-7. Love is patient, love is kind. I feel like we just typically stop right there, and that's that. Love is patient and love is kind. What about what the rest of this says, right? It does not envy. How many of y'all have been in a relationship where your spouse was in competition with you? And I'm talking about a nasty competition. I'm not talking about a healthy competition to where both of y'all are literally like elevating each other. Like, no. I'm talking about just good on just dirty and nasty and not clapping for you, not just envious. Like, y'all know what that means, right? It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. Come on, y'all. Y'all know y'all got somebody that be popping off at the mouth and y'all okay. Um, it is not self-seeking. Have y'all ever been with somebody who was just so selfish? They only thought about themselves. It was only about them, and if it was never about them, they would be mad. They will be heated, baby. It is not easily angered. Have y'all ever been in a situation and your spouse always was mad about something? They was always mad. It was just like 0 to 100 real quick. Like they just pop. That's me. We not doing that, right? It keeps no records of wrong. Can we talk about forgiveness? We're gonna talk about forgiveness too, right? Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Y'all know some of that evil love. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I'm not even gonna say evil love. I'm gonna just say the evilness, the dark side of love, right? Also, I don't even think that that's not love to me. I don't. Y'all help me out. What should we really call that, right? And then also, um, it always protects, right? Defends. Y'all ever been with somebody that just protects you, defends you, will never let somebody say anything bad about you? Like, yeah, let's go. Always trusts, always hopes, and always preserves. That is love. But us humans, we make up our own. I got my own. That's my foundation. But I do have my own definition of what love is. Like I said, after being through all of that trauma and drama, what I think about love today is definitely not what I thought about it years ago, right? So, going back to talking about love, what we gonna do? We're gonna take the superficial side out of it. Hashtag relationship goals, hashtag couples goals. You know, social media has made us feel like what these couple influencers are is what our life should be like. We are all not couple influencers. We are all not as socialites. We are all not that type, right? So at the end of the day, like when we all are just like really thinking about like, yeah, I'm doing all these extra hand gestures because I'm like, security, like, what you want? I brought something over here. What do you want? You want to see my receipt? So when I think about like all of what I'm distracted like a mug because I'm like, can you leave me alone? I'm away from all of the cars. Like, leave me alone. Like, leave me alone. But going back to the superficial side of things, right? So you thinking about hashtag couple goals, hashtag relationship goals, and we see these influencers and we look at that, we say, man, we want that. Some of them I think is baloney. Some of it I think is BS. But when we look at that, do we really want that? Or does it just look good and it makes us feel good and it makes us feel like this is what I want, right? I remember talking to someone who I no longer talk to, and I'm gonna tell you why. So okay, I'll put my business out there. I don't care. Y'all know I'm transparent. I talked to this young lady. Y'all see him in the background. Leave me alone, please. But I was talking to this young lady at one point, right? And what made me so disturbed about her was she's very gorgeous. Oh my gosh, she's beautiful, right? The perfect type of what men say they like. Light skin, red bone, by a buck 60. You know what I'm saying? Thick, all of that. She was a gorgeous lady. But where my disconnect with her came in at was when a man tried to talk to her while we was out in public. She made a comment of somebody else that the other chick wasn't necessarily my friend, but we were in the same circle. Not, I thought he was nice looking, right? So he pursued to try to talk to her as he should because she was gorgeous. She turned him down, politely. And what she said next was, girl, he ain't my type. Oh, okay, what is your type? And then she started lusting after one of the chicks that was in our circle. And so I'm like, so and so husband? She's like, oh girl, yes. Like, I love how he treats her. Like, he just fine. And I'm just like, she going in at it. And I just be like, that's crazy how some women will turn down a man that might actually be for them, but they're lusting after somebody else's man. Now I'm kind of getting off track just a little bit, but I promise you I'm gonna bring us home, right? I was amazed. So then it just had me thinking back to these influencers, these couple influencers that we see. So now I'm believing and seeing I want that type of love. Oh, I like how it's a movie. It's not reality. That's not actually reality. The love that we see on social media is not a reality of what love really is. It's just entertainment because a lot of them are actors. Oh yeah. Actors. Oh yeah, honey, actors. So you're seeing like, oh my God, not all of them. Now some of that love is real. I'm gonna be honest, some of that is real. But who am I to judge and who am I to say what is real, what is fake? Well, some of them, it's some BS. Okay, but going back to the whole fact of, oh, I like how he touches her. So now you like, okay, I want my man to touch me like that. But do you really want to be touched like that? Do you know that you even want to be touched like that? I like how he looks at her. Oh, I want my man to look at me like that. And then you get a man to come that's going to do these things that you want, but because he does not fit the physique of the man that's doing those things, because he's not 6 feet, he doesn't have 6 inches, he doesn't have six figures. I got that from Kendra G. Shout out to Kendra G. Like the whole sixes. So you gonna discredit a man because he don't have all of the sixes, right? I'm gonna put a pin in that because that's I'm going somewhere else with that. But I'm gonna put a pin in that. And going back to taking superficial stuff out of love, right? I did a post, I did a show a couple weeks back about being plus size and how people treat plus size women as you have the audacity to want to be loved because you're big. Can we take the superficial side out of it? Because there are actually women who like big guys. It's never an issue of the woman who is small and the guy who is big. But it's always an issue of the woman who is big and the guy who might be small, or just the woman who is just big, period. It's always the issue of her. Because again, society silently makes us bullies. Some of us are just really effed up in the head. I'm just being honest. Some of us still got some childhood trauma, unresolved trauma, and we just ain't dealt with it. So we utilize social media as a release, which is to what? Talk about other people, which is to what the love is. What the love is to dishonor others. So we on social media clapping back, dishonoring others. We're trolling. We're doing all of these things because we're corrupt on the inside. So I'm bringing this all back home because it's a two-part to this. We got people who heart is so corrupt that they can't even fully love somebody because their heart is corrupt. How do you truly go out and be with somebody and you got issues? So going back to the things that I've been through, I said, you know what? Before I get in another relationship, I've been told you're guarded, you're guarded, you're guarded. You got your guards up, you got your guards up. This was after my last marriage. You know what I'm saying? I waited almost 3 years before I got back into anything, right? I waited 3 years before I got into a relationship. I put my little pinky toe in the water, tried to test the waters. You're guarded, you're this, you're that. But I said, you know what? What does that really mean that I'm guarded? Because I've been through so much, I'm guarding my heart, as we all should. We should all be guarding our heart because another thing that I wanted to talk about, because like I said, this is kind of a two-sided discussion right now, because like you can't talk about one and not talk about the other, right? So, but I'm going somewhere with this. A damaged person will make hell feel like home. Is that love? And because we desire the love so bad, it makes us get into these situations where we don't want to start all over, so we're just going to deal with it, we're going to accept it, we're going to compromise, and we're just going to make it work. What is love? What is love? Do you owe it to yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to hold out until that person comes? But then we set into the fear of, oh shit, I'm almost this age. I might not never get married. I might not never have kids. So then we start settling for dumb shit. Where we do that at? And I can be honest and say I was her. That was me. fear of never experiencing marriage, settling in my first marriage, right? Then going to the second marriage. Let me try again. Okay, didn't happen. All right, third marriage. Let me try one last time. This has to work. And that was my whole mentality. This has to work. Let me make this work because I've already been married twice. This is my third marriage. So I gotta make this work. So let me settle, let me accept all of the BS, right? So let's talk about, okay, let me put a pin in that, right? I'm coming back to it, y'all. I'm coming back home to the main point about what is love. If you are just tuning in, because I'm actually live right now, but if you're tuning in, go ahead and put your thoughts in the comments on what you think love is. I feel like us humans, those are just one of the topics that we all are just so opinionated about. But y'all, this is coming from experience, and this is what I know so far. I'm not proclaiming to be an expert. I'm not proclaiming to say, "Girl, you need to do this," or "Sir, you need to do that." I'm not doing any of that. Let's just talk about love, because love can be a beautiful thing. And segueing into what's the beauty side, the good side about what love is, right? One of the things is, and I'm going totally off my notes, y'all, because I was so mad. Okay, can I get personal real quick? I was just so mad that it would not allow me to fully record the way that I wanted to record. But I was like, I have to talk about this subject because it's a 4-part series to this, right? So going back to love, what love is, and I want to go back to that, and I'm telling you all of that stuff, all of those other subtopics that I was talking about. I'm saying all of that as a point, right? When you think about love, you think about the chemistry, the connection. Like, how do you know that you love somebody? How do you know that this is love, right? How do you know? You base it off the chemistry and the connection. I feel like those two are hand in hand. Sometimes we go off of the chemistry, be like, man, the chemistry was just so good. But what about the connection? I feel like the connection side of things is what makes things go by faster. Like, y'all fell in love fast. Y'all might have had sex fast. Y'all talking about y'all future fast. Like, all, like, a connection is, I feel like, what drives it and makes it go faster. The chemistry is just what it is. It's chemistry, but it's the connection that just drives us home faster, right? So when you think about all of that, you thinking about the chemistry and you thinking about the connection, you thinking about, is this love? This is one of the things that I found, and I'm thinking about all of my past situationships, right? When you meet that man or when you meet that woman, ask yourself this: are you 100% yourself? You hear so much bad advice from people, from family members, from these relationship gurus on how you should be as a woman when receiving that man, and how you should be a man when you're approaching that woman. The do's and the don'ts. But then think about those do's and those don'ts. Don't do this and don't do that. That basically is making you be somebody that you're not. So that's why you got to be careful about who you're listening to, right? I'm just listening. This is what I know so far. And I've known in the past that I wanted to be the best version of myself when I was trying to impress a guy. Like, I'm trying to be, you know what? I'm gonna just be the boss chick that I know. I'm about to give him the whole polished me. He's falling in love with the polished me. So when things get comfortable, right? Y'all with me? And I start becoming myself more. He like, who this for? Cause Who who are you? And that's when relationships start acting. I feel like that's that point of where we start bumping heads, right? We start bumping heads. Why are we bumping heads? Same thing with the guy. He give you all of this rah rah, like, oh, he just blows my mind, like how he talk, how he look, how he dress, how he act. He just, oh my God, girl, and he did this, and girl, he did that. Then he just stops because that was never who he was, and it's hard to continually to be consistent with somebody you not. And so this is just one of the tips that I want to give you when it comes to loving, being in love, finding love. Be your authentic self. If you goofy as hell, be goofy as hell. If you if you mean, be mean. Be exactly who you are around your family, around your friends. Don't try to again, y'all, this is just me. Don't sit up here and try to impress the next, because it's not it. You're sending off the wrong energy. You're sending off the wrong vibes. And I can attest to that. To say that I've always put my best foot forward, yeah, but I also wasn't 100% me. I was just maybe 50%. I've heard so much crazy advice is put you never let a man know this, and you never let a man know that, and fellas, you never supposed to let a woman this it. We talking about love. Why love does not have rules. So I'm about to wrap this up, y'all. I'm about to wrap this up because I think next week I'll do a longer piece, only because I wanted to really talk about the subtopics and things that I was getting into. And next week it'll probably be a little longer than this, but I do want to wrap this up and kind of want to leave y'all hanging like that because I love you. And it's a series and we're gonna keep talking about this. But what is love? I talked about the different experiences, right? One of the main things that I wanted to just give a piece, a tip, you can call it advice, is when it comes to love, to always be yourself, because somebody is going to love that crazy you. Somebody is going to love that sassy you. Somebody is going to love that powerful you. Somebody is going to love you on your king shit. Somebody is going to love you on your boss shit, your queen shit. Somebody is going to love you because you might say, I'm just simple. I'm a minimalist. I don't want much. I don't require much. Somebody's going to love that. But when you start painting a picture that you are this person, that you're here, but you're really here, and that's not a bad analogy, but you're saying you're here, but you're really here. He or she is always going to be wanting you to, is always going to be expecting this. They're not always going to, they know they all not always going to get this, but they're going to be expecting that, right? But you're going to always keep giving this. And then y'all going to start bumping heads because they're expecting this, but you're giving this. Be yourself on this journey of love. I'm talking about at the beginning. I'm talking about the beginning of love, the beginning of love, the beginning of relationships, the beginning of dating, the beginning of friends. So many people have recipes to relationships and what works. I say most of them probably all do work, but they work for those type of personalities, because you might have an A and a B personality together, and this A and B personality is giving off advice. But me and my partner, me and my boyfriend, me and my man, I'm an A personality and he's a T personality. Just giving an example. But I'm listening to somebody that's giving me some AB advice on how they made things work. But we're not an A and B personality. So what you're telling me, is that gonna work for us? That's another thing that I feel like a lot of people miss. All relationship advice does not apply to everybody. It does not. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted to talk a little bit more about God and all of this, but that's another topic. That's a whole nother topic. That is literally a whole being equally yoked and all of this other stuff and just having balance with somebody. Right? Can you have balance with somebody? Um I'm about to go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget the message, the question for today. What does love mean to you? Let me give my definition of love. My foundation of love is First Corinthians. But my true definition of love is undescribable. Because us as humans, we are we something else. We something else. I feel like love, although I feel like it's undescribable, love is forever changing because who you are, who you were yesterday is not who you're going to be tomorrow, especially if you're picking the right person. And is there such thing as picking the right person? Or do you fall into the right person? I'm about to get real deep. I can't really explain love, but love is my foundation of what First Corinthians is. It is more because it depends on who you're with. Because are we talking about that agape love? Because what if I'm with someone who never truly experienced love, right? It's so many different things. It's so many different ways. And like I said, I want to keep this at 30 minutes. It's 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 so many different ways I can go with that. I just it's undescribable. Love is undescribable. Love is beautiful. Love is happiness. Happy. Love love is love is love. Love is happiness. That love is joy. Love is hope. Love is faith. Love is love is heavy on the hope. Love is definitely heavy on the hope. Um hopeful. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back because I thought I had my thought together, but as I'm thinking about the one that I love, I can't describe it. It's unconditional. It's not based on a condition. It's not based on what he does for me. It's not based on I'm thinking about if I can put a pin in that what somebody did for me, and it's not based on that. I don't love you because you brought me this and because you brought me that. I love you because I love you. Does there have to be a reason other than this is how my heart feels? All right, cat is out the bag. I'm hopeless romantic. What is love? I think about that song. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt. Y'all, think about all of the greatest love songs. Think about all of the greatest love movies. Do we really have a true image of what love is? It used to be Will and Jada. Then that whole breakout with Will and Jada happened, right? And we're so opinionated on another person's relationship. But have you ever lived through what they lived through? Most of us haven't. Most of us is not in that tax bracket. Most of us has never been in the limelight like that, but we're so opinionated about somebody else's situation. Jay-Z and Beyonce. We thought I still think their relationship goes. I still feel like they fought through it. They fought together. They fought silently. They did what most of us should be doing and keeping our business off the net when things happen. You'll know about it when it's time for you to know about it. The only reason why we know about it is because they are public figures. But the moment Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, most of us canceled. Most of y'all canceled Jay-Z, right? Because we were fans of Beyonce. But then that goes to say, can we take the superficial side out of Beyonce? Is Beyonce and Jay-Z is Jay-Z? Can they just be regular husband and wife and the man cheated and she forgave him and they made it work? But we can't see that. We always find the flaw in things. We always find the dishonor in others. Oh no, 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 no. He did this, she did that. Like, no, no, no. We pointing fingers. But what is love? Again, go back and read First Corinthians about what love is. Love is forgiveness. Love is understanding. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is giving. Love is not selfish. Love is, I want to make sure you good before I'm good. But then y'all want to know when the problem truly comes in? When you have somebody who don't think like you think. When you're loving somebody who don't feel like you feel. When you're loving somebody who don't have the same foundation. Because now you're a giver. You're giving, 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 giving. And I'm not talking about necessarily money, but you're giving. And this person is just taking. They're selfish. They're not saying, oh, I'm going to be thoughtful and give it back. Oh, I'm gonna be patient and I'm gonna get I'm it's like I'm going this way, they're going that way. I'm going this way, they're going that way. And it's never coming to me. It should be like a windshield wiper. You do me, I do you. But instead, it's like mm, mm. It's never like that. It's never like that. I love y'all. That was my time. Thank y'all for listening to Bevy J Off Mute Car Edition. Next week, I promise y'all, we're gonna go a little bit deeper and I'm going to touch more on those subtopics, right? Y'all remember those things that I was talking about. This is just the love part. This is the beginning of love. You know what I'm saying? It's just be authentically you at the beginning. You know, and don't be afraid to be like, I'm just gonna accept it because we was already in a honeymoon phase and I just want to see if you got time like that to waste and you just want to see and you okay with wasting your time, but then baby go waste your time. But don't I want to end with this. Don't get yourself in a situation because you're scared that you're never going to receive it ever again. So because it's in front of you now, you want to hold on to it. Don't be afraid to say, if this is not it, let go. Because then that fear of losing what you think you might have, you gonna end up doing a 3 to 5 of wasting your time, and you gonna say, what? I should have known. I knew it. I knew it. Why did you stay? Fear of, are you really that bored? Are you really that bored that you want to play in somebody's face, or you allow somebody to play in your face because you're scared? But you could have took that 3 to 5 years to build a business. You could have took that 3 to 5 years to develop yourself. You could have did that 3 to 5 years to do so much more. How many of you can honestly say that you have spent time alone where you didn't talk to a man, you didn't talk to a woman, you was really just by yourself? I'm gonna put a pin in that. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna continue this conversation with love. I want to bring in a Tubi movie. And we're gonna talk about this next week. Most of y'all probably already done seen it. But y'all, we talking about the beginning stages of love, and I want to go backwards. This is just, let's talk about love. What is love, right? But next week, I want to talk about the ugly side of love. Because a lot of us is in some crazy, ugly situations. It is ugly. I'm talking about butt booty hole ugly. Why are we in these situations? Why? Thank y'all for watching.